You know how like one of the most things that like anti-Semites will say is that like the reason they don't like them is because compared to any minority of how small percentage they are, they have the most control. Like there's the most of them being CEOs, head of like record labels and stuff, and that they use everyone else as them as their pets, like the other minorities. That's the main criticism I get, which I don't necessarily believe in. But like, how would you, from your experience, like, debunk like that?
Something to be proud of, and that I think we're disproportionately represented in the Nobel Prize winners in America. I mean, that's
Oh, so
anti-Semitic.
you think it's a true statement
Of course, it's true, Jim. It's a
that they
positive.
have the most like control of the economy than any other minority?
I don't know if okay,
A lot of people will say that.
because we're disproportionately represented. It doesn't mean that the vast majority of CEOs are Jewish. I don't know why does that need to be debunked, and why does that need to be understood as anti-Semitic, right? I mean, just say, yeah, okay. I mean, Jews work very hard, right? I mean, they're extremely hyper educated. I think they're expected to rise to the top.
The criticism is that they think that makes them. I mean, first of all, I think this is stupid, but they think it makes them a threat because if they're such a small percentage with that much power, they can just take everyone over, and we have to like everyone else would have to listen to like a small percentage of people, and it's like creating a certain hierarchy. Because, like to be completely honest, and I don't mean this in at all, and like racist towards anyone, but if you kind of look at it, it seems like considering that they're both minorities that came from like that came had a bad background, had bad stuff happen to them. Seems like a lot of Jewish people are more successful than other minorities like blacks or Mexicans or every most of these minorities came from bad backgrounds, but it's disproportionary that like there's this I don't know how to explain it, but like
No,
both
I mean,
you know what
Japanese
I mean, right?
have also a very high excel rate in America as well. Indians as well. People who have it ingrained in their society to encourage their children to reach higher, to play a musical instrument. And it's not racial; it's cultural. Yeah. Now separate that between Ashkenazim and Sephardim, and you'll see a big gap. Just because Sephardi Jews didn't have the same culture as Ashkenazim, people think that it's all Jews. It's not all Jews. There are a lot of poor Jews, by the way. Anyone who's ever lived in an Orthodox community, I mean, you kind of walk out of a synagogue doing shachars without, bumping into 8 people asking you for money. Jewish people. But what they see are Jews. Now, our biggest issue is not how to respond to anti Semites. Our biggest issue is having a closed door policy to the world. I think if every time someone accuses Jews of trying to control the world or manipulate the economy or whatever, they'll say, oh, yeah, and you could be a Jew too. Consider becoming Jewish. That would destroy the whole argument because it's not a secret race. That means you will allow me to enter your people. Yeah, enter our people. And you know what? Spend 1 or 2 years and then write a book about it. I mean, write a book about the conspiracy or the secret society that you didn't find, because there isn't a secret society. So as long as the Jewish people remain closed and secretive, that makes people create the stupidest stories. But if you have an open door policy, guys, come in. You want to study the Talmud with us? Halacha, whatever, Hasidut, let's see if we're really saying anything against Gentiles. If you have an open door policy, then there's nothing to hide. However, when Jews say we don't proselytize, we're an ethno religion, that's what I'm against. I proselytize, and there's nothing in Judaism against proselytizing, okay? There's nothing in Judaism against there's nothing in Jewish law, there's nothing in halakha, and I welcome any rabbi to debate me on the issue. I've been doing this for over 20 years. You're not going to win. I encourage people to become Jewish. Chazal, our rabbis in the Talmud, also encourage people to become Jewish. That's it. What they didn't do was encourage people or felt an obligation to encourage people to come back to Judaism just because they had Jewish blood. This is something invented by Hasidut. All right, guys, I'm going to stab out now.